Hey, what it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? What's popping, T-sippers? What's popping? Come on in, come on in. Let's spin the bin, spin the bin. Yeah. What it do, T-sippers? Kelly. Was somebody trying to take out Finesse on the coat? He got a bag on his head, son. He say he bulletproof now. What? Can y'all come on in, hitting the like button, please? Like it was a Shelby County, them they had a crack bus just in. How long ago was this? Lord, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Always something. Always something. Found the real baby mama that little Durk took out. That other one folk was showing wasn't really the baby mama. Mechellea. Hey, stop playing. Hey, Ella Daly. I'm getting a late start, so I cannot be on late long tonight. Cannot be long-winded. So I'm going to have to do this kind of quick if I can. If the Lord say the same, we're going to do this kind of quick. But heck. Hey, Diamond. I just thought it was a Shelby County Sheriff Office crack drug. Lord. I don't know where to start. I guess I need to start with our normal stuff, huh? Give us the hot tea. Hey, Phyllis Dodson. Go ahead and do the damn thing. Late in the midnight hour. Hey, Krista. Hey, Willie Spencer. I missed y'all earlier. I accidentally hit the button trying to upload a picture and everything, and I was live and didn't even know. I had to stop the LTF. Yeah, Finesse. Is he on here? Let me see. Finesse 2 times. He better hush. He got something to say about everything, and do he know that Rap-A-Lot tied to this mess, to these people in Chicago? He better shut up. Somebody flipped his ass today, though, or sometime recent. Y'all hit the like button, please, coming in. Thank you, Betty. Y'all get y'all tea. Go get you some tea. had to get me some lemon ginger. I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Betty. Oh, so let me start over here. Lord, can y'all? Let me make sure I have the hot tea. Give us the hot tea with some sugar. You want a sweet? You want a sweet tea? You want it hot and sweet. No, with that. Okay, so let's start over here real quick, because I haven't heard this, and this is...
16 people indicted after Shelby County deputies say they conducted a drug trafficking investigation. This was centered on cocaine and a South Memphis nightclub.
Details about this operation revealed just hours ago. WRG's chief investigator, Jessica Gertler, joins us live now from outside 201 Poplar, and where some other people were taken into custody remain there this evening. Jessica?
Yeah, that's right, Greg, Steph. 16 people in all were taken here and booked into 201 Poplar. We're told 4 of them convicted felons. Take a look at some of the people that we are talking about. Most of the charges were conspiracy to manufacture, deliver, and sell various drugs. A majority of the people, get this, are around 50 and 60 years old.
You think it was a freak accident?
Is 74 years old. Now, the sheriff's office says the operation resulted in 11 search warrants at homes and storage units across the city and county. They say they seized 24 kilos of cocaine, fentanyl, marijuana, $110,000, 17 vehicles, and 7 firearms. Deputies tell us this operation started in February 2023. And was based out of a nightclub
2023,
Club
okay.
Insight. It's on East Macklemore. Now, deputies telling us these arrests will not only make the area and surrounding areas safer. Take a listen.
I think a sense of peace. You're talking about 16 drug dealers in various degrees of it. And so, unfortunately, these individuals are neighbors. They're obviously...
They seized 74 years old.
74
says the operation resulted in 11 search warrants at homes and storage units across the city and county. They say they seized 24 kilos of cocaine, fentanyl, marijuana, $110,000, 17 vehicles, and 7 firearms. Deputies tell us this operation started in February 2023 and was based out of a nightclub called Club Insight. It's on East Macklemore. Now, deputies telling us these arrests will not only make the area and surrounding areas safer. Take a listen.
I think a sense of peace. You're talking about 16 drug dealers in various degrees of it. And so, unfortunately, these
somebody
individuals are
dropped a dime on
they're obviously
them.
patrons of businesses. And so,
They
I think
dropped
for
a
the communities
dime
in which
on
they
them.
live, but certainly for the communities in which they serve or dealt drugs, I think it makes is a little bit safer. You know, there's a little bit of calm that exists in those communities today.
And so
Let
we're
me
going
see
to
if
go
any of these cats look familiar. Hold on. Pause. Pause.
And so we're going to...
Girl, pause. I'm trying to get a look at them. So this is the old crew. Old Mac Daddy crew. Huh? Paw crew. Pops. Nim. Ooh. Great grandpa. Shit.
And so we're going to go through their affidavits and the court records and see what else we can find out about these people. We're also working to find out more about this business that we're told is still in operation. Everything we find out coming up tonight
Gray gang.
on News Channel 3 at 10. Reporting.
The Gray Gang. For real, for sure. Hold on, let me... What did I just
Not
hit?
seeing results
Oh,
with
my
just hair
goodness.
supplements, nature.
I just saw something else. Dang. So, let me... Okay, so let me hop to Finesse. Let me hop to Finesse before I go off into something else. And let me say this, cause I saw this card. He said, I just thank God. Shit could have been worse. I better adversity head on. Head up, chest out. Art of war. Now, it's his verbiage. Let me go right here before it get taken down, before I show y'all what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know what happened to Finesse. Okay? Let's just be clear. Well, please don't tell me it's gone. But some of the stuff that he posts, hey, Illis. I ain't gonna play your goddess song. He playing some of your goddess stuff. But let me tell you, this right here. You know, hate is real. You know, the hate is real. See, this is the stuff that he wrote. It made me say, okay, so what's going on? He talking about folk around him. His brother done tripped on him. Hey, Kawana, I'm sorry I made an error went live by mistake earlier. I saw you was in there. He talking about, you know, fame being around fake folk. We're going to talk about his brother. I think Gates signed his brother. You know, I don't know what's going on, but let me go to the next one. He after he done flipped affliction, avoid the happy and the unlucky. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. See, Finesse talk too much thick on the cool. You know what I'm saying? He talk too much thick on the cool. Slick lips and shit. Slick lip Ricky. You know. So when shit happens to him right around this time, before or after, I don't know if it was an accident. Cause his mouth is flipped and he talk too much shit. And he a snitch. And he affiliated. I don't want to hear this song because it's Scottish and I don't want to hear that right now. But then when I come down here, who is this? Oh, I don't know him either. And when I play these folks' music, they be flagging me. The jailhouse raised me. The struggle made me. Music saved me. Everybody traded. They want me to forgive, but nobody gave me it. You know, he talking that thick. You know, he talking that thick. Now, who he talking to and who he talking about, he ain't that bold. You know what I mean? He just ain't that bold. He ain't that bold. Now, he talking.
Is subject to monitoring at any time.
I saw his car. There go one. And I say this because, you know, these folk will run your ass off the road, make you crash out. You know what I mean? They will run that ass off the road. Now, I don't know if it was a freak accident or not. He said, I just thank God shit could have been worse. Da-da-da-da-da. Adversities. Yeah. And then he talk about that art of war. Now, if it's a... I don't understand why he talking war shit if it was just an accident. You know what I mean? I've been talking about the art of war. Okay. Yeah. I saw something earlier. It may have disappeared. Because it was something that he had posted and it was about war. Like he was at war again. He must have taken it
Been subject to monitoring at any time.
He took it down. So after he done did this, I don't forgive nobody,
Bulletproof.
Now he got to go bulletproof.
Bulletproof homo. Back to back bulletproof.
Flip the lat.
Turn one over,
Just
jump
in the
another.
tank.
Already.
Been subject to monitoring at any time.
Back to back bulletproof. Appreciate it. Bulletproof homo. Back to back bulletproof. Turn one over, jump in another one. Already.
Been subject to monitoring at any time. To
I don't
accept
know
this
if it was
call,
an
press
accident or not. I don't believe that. I don't know. I think Finesse in a lot of stuff. He talk a lot of shit. He at war with a lot of people. He done started a lot of shit. What was the freak accident? You gotta go on a spiritual cleanse and detox. Them weapons fighting hard as hell against you. Yeah, see, stuff like that. Them weapons fighting hard against you, my friend. We'll never know until somebody claim it, right? We'll never know until we run across somebody claiming that they ran that ass off the road because he was talking that shit. I see Spooky Duke. He done popped out and said, let's see what he talking about.
I told him my little nigga killer, I'm out of probate with a 10 million with him. I'm flying some going 200 with his mouth on the big go too big. And now we ain't leaving no with him. We getting no close to Drake while here here. Join now, still in the trench. Can't stop my little man, they keep on spinning. Can't stop my little man, they keep on drilling. Four in, pull the top, snapping the seat.
Okay. I don't know what he's saying on that. To check a couple of people out before we go over.
Nigga, once I heard what Big Smack said this year too.
Now this is how you make your car smell good. Meet the Aroma 360 Smart Car Diffuser. It comes with a US.
Hey, man. I made it back home.
Black men deserve to go. Oh. South Day of Service coming. Lord. Y'all, it's coming. So it's court on tomorrow, on Friday. Hold on, I want to check one more person before I go off into. You know, even I was looking at Big Chap. Finesse has something to say. Finesse, why does he talk so much? I guess it's his way. Hold on, y'all.
My heart's cold, my eyes closed, but I never go to sleep. I've been trying to beat the system.
Jizzle alone. He got that mask back on now. I thought he said he wasn't gonna wear that mask no more. I thought Jizzle said he was maskless. Ain't that what he said? Ain't that what he told Wicked? That he was through with that mask? Ain't that what he said? He can't help himself, can he? So listen, I'm gonna get off of that because I don't know what's going on, and I don't know about that finesse stuff. But they say it's the dark side behind the Lil Durk, King Von, and some other bodies.
Welcome back to Key Talk Media. This your host, Key Talk. Check it out, man.
We were supposed to listen to that yesterday, and we didn't. So I'm gonna move on past that. I'm trying to get to where I was when I was looking at King Von.
If you're sitting around Googling how to make money on the internet and your ass is tired of being broke, let me tell you what your parents didn't tell you.
At around 5:45 a.m. on February 5th, 2019, Lil Durk, King Von, and Bezu would get into a verbal altercation with the man in the parking lot of the Varsity, a popular restaurant located in Midtown Atlanta. With the man in the parking lot of the Varsity on February 5th, 2019, Lil Durk, King Von, and Bezu would get into a verbal altercation with a man in the parking lot of the Varsity, a popular restaurant.
They finna dig up a whole bunch of old stuff on Durk. I hope you know that.
Whose name was Alexander Weatherspoon, was a 23-year-old Vice Lord member and was known on the east side of Chicago for cracking cards and scamming. Witnesses say that the altercation would soon turn violent after 13 shots were fired, hitting Alexander Weatherspoon once in his femoral artery. Weatherspoon would then stumble across the road before collapsing in front of the One Cigar Lounge, traumatizing late-night customers. Witnesses would then scramble to call 911 while a SUV with 300 plastered on the side would be seen leaving the scene simultaneously. Emergency services and law enforcement would quickly arrive at the chaotic scene.
Hey, girl, Ryan.
And immediately
hey,
transport
Brian.
Alexander
Chelsea.
Weatherspoon to the Atlanta Medical Center for emergency surgery, while detectives would begin to investigate the crime scene and speak to any possible witnesses. The on-scene investigation would reveal that 13 shell casings were found at the scene, coming from both a pistol and a rifle. A 9mm handgun was also found nearby. This case would then go cold for about 3 months. But on May 4th, 2019, King Von would be tackled and arrested by the Chicago police on charges related to the Varsity shooting back in February 2019. 9 days later, Bezu would also be arrested by the Chicago police with the charge being fugitive from justice, out-of-state warrant. Then on May 29th, 2019, the Atlanta police would issue an arrest warrant for the final suspect in the case, Lil Durk. The warrant would be charging Lil Durk with 5 felonies, a major one being an attempted murder charge. A charge of that sentence usually carries 10 to 20 years in prison. The same day the arrest warrant was announced, Lil Durk would release a song titled Turn Myself In, which includes several dark lyrics referencing the situation.
They called him a silent demon.
Yeah, heard the story. Think I'm finished. Free Vaughn, free Zoo. Even though they got the same problem. I turned myself in tonight. Head down with these cuffs on. Just read my rights. The following day, Lil Durk would meet at his lawyer's office to do an interview with WSB-TV, stating that he had nothing to hide and nothing to run from.
Did you commit the other crimes which you're accused?
No. Lil Durk would then proceed to surrender himself to authorities at the Fulton County Jail later that night. King Von, Lil Durk, and Bezu would all remain in custody until further notice. Lil Durk and King Von would finally appear in front of a Fulton County judge where they would go over the charges and briefly discuss the evidence they had for arresting Lil Durk and King Von. An Atlanta police department detective by the name of Jeffrey Churchill would take the stand and claim that one of the witnesses he spoke with was a female who was talking with Lil Durk and King Von when the incident took place. She claimed that a fight broke out in the car in front of them, and then saw Lil Durk pull out a firearm while shots could be heard. Detective Churchill then told the court that Alexander Weatherspoon also had a firearm with him at the time of the incident, and it is completely possible that Weatherspoon could have fired the first shot. Another interesting piece of evidence brought up in court was the fact that there was allegedly surveillance footage that would show an arm of an individual rumored to be Lil Durk's hanging out the window of a gray and red camo track car.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Would you be interested in collecting 5-figure paychecks for a few hours of work, helping me in your spare time from home? I'm on a mission to...
Prosecutors would describe the case as gang-related and even had a Chicago police captain fly all the way down to Atlanta to confirm to the Atlanta courts that Lil Durk and King Von are documented members of the Black Disciples. At the end of the court hearing, it was determined that Lil Durk and King Von were to continue to remain in the Fulton County Jail. 6 days later, at another court hearing, prosecutors would submit a request to Fulton County Judge Kevin Farmer to not give Lil Durk bond and have him remain in custody until further notice. Judge Kevin Farmer would reject the prosecutor's request, claiming that even though the charges against Lil Durk are serious, he will grant Lil Durk a $250,000 bond due to the fact that he turned himself in and doesn't seem to be dodging any type of arrest as long as he wears an ankle monitor, follows curfew, and stays away from firearms. Later that night, Lil Durk would excitedly go live on Instagram as he is released from jail. King Von would also be released the next day on a $300,000 bond. While out on bond,
here we go, these judges
reject the prosecutor's request, claiming that even though the charges against Lil Durk are serious, he will grant Lil Durk a $250,000 bond due to the fact that he turned himself in and doesn't seem to be dodging any type of arrest as long as he wears an ankle monitor, follows curfew, and stays away from firearms. Later that night, Lil Durk would excitedly go live on Instagram as he is released from jail. King Von would also be released the next day on a $300,000 bond. While out on bond, Lil Durk and King Von were no longer able to speak to each other, and both seemed to move a different type of way after their release. Lil Durk would seem to slow down.
So they couldn't speak to each other because they was convicted felons?
jail. King Von would also be released the next day on a $300,000 bond. While out on bond,
Hey, Maurice.
Lil Durk and King Von were no longer able to speak to each other, and both seemed to move a different type of way after their release. Lil Durk would seem to slow down and focus more on his career. King Von, on the other hand, would continue to live a fast and dangerous lifestyle despite already beating a murder charge back in 2017. This arrest arguably brought the most mainstream attention King Von has ever received at the time, furthermore skyrocketing his music career and street reputation.
Oh, wow.
This arrest,
that was a bit much, wasn't it? That looked
his lifestyle despite already beating a murder charge back.
Lord, I missed that one, didn't I? This was his little alfalfa dude. So what? Oh. Rest in peace.
Back in 2017. This arrest arguably brought the most mainstream attention King Von has ever received at the time, furthermore skyrocketing his music career and street reputation. King Von was still going back to O Block and hanging out with some of the most dangerous and street reputation. King Von was still going back to O Block and hanging out with some of the most. Lil Durk would seem to slow down and focus more on his career.
Did he really slow
King
down?
Von, on the other hand, would continue to live a fast and dangerous lifestyle despite already beating a murder charge back in 2017. This arrest
Hey, Pearls of Wisdom.
arguably brought the most mainstream attention King Von has ever received at the time, furthermore skyrocketing his music career and street reputation. King Von was still going back to O Block and hanging out with some of the most dangerous individuals on the streets of Chicago. Only this time, he would hand out large amounts of cash and custom expensive jewelry. This would give off the impression that King Von is funding and rewarding members of the O Block street gang for their work and loyalty. King Von would also start up Get Back Gang Entertainment in an attempt to give top O Block members a rap career in order to increase the gang's notoriety both on a street and mainstream level while monetizing it in the process. A very dark turning point in the story would occur on August 4th, 2020, when King Von's most notorious rival, FBG Duck, was murdered in broad daylight while out shopping at the Gold Coast Luxury Shopping District in Chicago, Illinois. King Von's music made multiple references to mainstream level while monetizing it in the process. A very dark turning point in the story would occur on August 4th, 2020, when King Von's most notorious rival, FBG Duck, was murdered in broad daylight while out shopping at the Gold Coast Luxury Shopping District in Chicago, Illinois. King Von's music made multiple references to FBG Duck and the 63rd and St. Lawrence Gang, making both FBG Duck and his block the subject of many disrespectful jokes and memes online. The most popular instance of
Didn't
this
he get
is in
killed too? Hold on. Didn't this cat right here get killed? Some chick set him up. Oh, what was his name?
Many disrespectful jokes and memes online.
Him. Didn't he get hit? Oh man, I got upload about him. Is his name Casino? What's his name? Didn't some chick set him up? Yeah, because he was about to sign. He was tied to that rap a lot.
Gang, making both FBG Duck and his block the subject of many disrespectful jokes and memes online.
Yeah.
The most popular and his block the subject of many disrespectful jokes and memes online.
What's this cat name? Y'all, hold on. Y'all know I ain't gonna sit well to the. Hold on. Dang it. What's this man's name? I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna have to find him. Was he in the car with somebody? Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Oops, excuse me.
The most popular instance of this is in King Von's Took Her to the One would also start up Get Back Gang Entertainment in an attempt to give Topo Block members a rap career in order to increase the gang's notoriety both on a street and mainstream level while monetizing it in the process. A very dark turning point in the story would occur on August 4th, 2020, when King Von's most notorious rival, FBG Duck, was murdered in broad daylight while out shopping at the Gold Coast Luxury Shopping District in Chicago, Illinois. King Von's music made multiple references to FBG Duck and the 63rd and St. Lawrence Gang, making both FBG Duck and his block the subject of many disrespectful jokes and memes online. The most popular instance of this is in King Von's Took Her to the O, a song that describes Von getting confronted by a man rumored to be FBG Duck, and the situation ends up turning violent. Rumors on what exactly happened to FBG Duck would begin spreading online, with the most popular narrative being that King Von and O Block were responsible for the murder of FBG Duck. Fans all across the world were really starting to believe and see with their own eyes that King Von and Lil Durk were possibly the most dangerous men in hip-hop. Then just 9 days later, after the murder of FBG Duck, Lil Durk would arguably have the most important moment in his career take place when he would be featured on Drake's large amounts of cash and custom expensive jewelry. This would give off the impression that King Von is funding and rewarding members of the O-Block street gang for their work and loyalty. King Von would also start up Get Back Gang Entertainment in an attempt to give top O-Block members a rap career in order to increase the gang's notoriety both on a street and mainstream level while monetizing it in the process. A very dark turning.
So that guy, his name was FBG Cash. And he got taken out. I told y'all I was going to find it, didn't I? Right here. Was it a setup or for stacks? Gang or vixen? Is Lil Durk being set up for Rico? 2 years ago. AunTeaFee, you lying. AunTeaFee, you lying. Oh, okay. Let me get on back over here.
Point in the story would occur on August 4th, 2020, when King Von's most notorious rival, FBG Duck, was murdered in broad daylight while...
It's kind of hard to miss AunTeaFee, ain't it? 2 years ago, I asked, is Lil Durk being set up for Rico? Okay.
Out shopping at the Gold Coast Luxury Shopping District in Chicago, Illinois. King Von's music made multiple references to FBG Duck and the 63rd and St. Lawrence Gang, making both FBG Duck and his block the subject of many disrespectful jokes and memes online. The most popular instance of this is in King Von's Took Her to the O,
Memory tight.
a song that describes Von getting confronted by a man rumored to be FBG Duck, and the situation ends up turning violent. Rumors on what exactly happened to FBG Duck would begin spreading online, with the most popular narrative being that King Von and O-Block were responsible for the murder of FBG Duck. Fans all across the world were really starting to believe and see with their own eyes that King Von and Lil Durk were possibly the most dangerous men in hip-hop. Just 9 days later, after the murder of FBG Duck, Lil Durk would arguably have the most important moment in his career take place when he would be featured on Drake's hit song, Laugh Now, Cry Later. The Drake collaboration would bring a whole new massive audience to Lil Durk and his music, sending eager fans down rabbit holes.
After they assassinated FBG Duck.
FBG Duck. Lil Durk would arguably have the most important moment in his career take place when he would be featured on Drake's hit song, Laugh Now, Cry Later. The Drake collaboration would bring a whole new massive audience to Lil Durk and his music, sending eager fans down rabbit holes only to discover that Lil Durk and his associates have extremely dark pasts involving lots of violence and even death.
And a lot of bodies.
Lil Durk and King Von would take all the attention they were getting from both the Drake...
I hope Lil Durk understands that they finna dig up all this on him. They finna try to put not only his bodies, but probably some of King Von's bodies. Yeah.
Collaboration and the FBG Duck situation to double down on their savage street reputations, regardless of the fact that the two were both very well aware that they were on bond and being heavily monitored by authorities.
Dear Dr. Ying, my missing teeth isolated me from the world. I trusted Clear Choice, and you gave me back my smile and my confidence.
You ain't have your gun for them, you better have your gun for me. Better have your gun for Bonnie. Better have your gun for C. You don't believe me, you gon' see. You gon' end up by that tree. I got my gun for Bona, they call him Chief. But we should've killed him sooner, cause he a thief.
Know that we did it.
Know that we did it. Is that what he said? Know that we did it.
Know that we did it.
King Von would even record himself getting off a plane, only to be greeted by law enforcement officers with badges.
The officers trying to search me on the phone. They tell us, let me search your bag out. Let me get y'all ID one more time before I leave. Take a picture of my bag. Hey, y'all want to search me for what? Remember, it's space.
It wasn't too long before the ship began to sink. On November 6, 2020, King Von would get into an altercation with Quando Rondo, a rapper with close ties to NBA YoungBoy, another rapper in which Von had problems with behind the scenes. This split-second altercation outside of the Monaco. On November 6, 2020, King Von would get into an altercation with Quando Rondo, a rapper with close ties to NBA YoungBoy, another rapper in which Von had problems with behind the scenes. This split-second altercation outside of the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta would abruptly end with Quando Rondo's right-hand man, Lil Tim, fatally shooting King Von. Lil Durk would then release his highly anticipated album, The Voice, a little over a month later, which featured some quite telling lyrics. On the song, Should Have Ducked, a song whose title is already a diss in itself. Durk says, I told my PO through the gate that I get high as She asked me how high do I get? I told her high as duck. Durk also says, they asked me where I'm gonna be in 10 years. I said the feds. These lyrics came off to most fans as Lil Durk somewhat accepting the fact that his one-of-a-kind hip-hop run will ultimately come to an end with him receiving a hefty prison sentence. 7 months after King Von's sudden death, Lil Durk's brother D-Thang would also be shot and killed outside of a nightclub called Club O in Harvey, Illinois.
How old is this? That he predicted that he would be in the feds?
How high do I get?
Hold on. How old is this? Okay, so this is only a year old, but this, okay, that statement. Okay. So he already manifested this.
I told her high as duck. Durk also says, they asked me where I'm gonna be in 10 years. I said the feds. These lyrics came off to most fans as Lil Durk somewhat accepting the fact that his one-of-a-kind hip-hop run will ultimately come to an end with him receiving a hefty prison sentence. 7 months after King Von's sudden death, Lil Durk's brother D-Thang would also be shot and killed outside of a nightclub called Club O in Harvey, Illinois. While losing another person so close to you is already a lot to deal with in itself.
See how I use an ad blocker. Very mindful, very demure. I'm not watching ads like the rest of you, but when I do, I get...
It must be even more difficult to deal with when a lot of the speculation of why D-Thang was killed in the first place within itself. 7 months after King Von's sudden death, Lil Durk's brother D-Thang would also be shot and killed outside of a nightclub called Club O in Harvey, Illinois. While losing another person so close to you is already a lot to deal with in itself, it must be even more difficult to deal with when a lot of the speculation of why D-Thang was killed in the first place was because rival gang members have a tough time getting to Lil Durk due to his celebrity status, so his enemies just got the next closest thing. A few weeks later, Trouble would continue to follow Lil Durk after his Atlanta mansion was broken into by alleged enemies of Lil Durk. Shots were reportedly fired in the home by Durk's girlfriend, India, but it was rumored that this would just be a cover-up in order to prevent Lil Durk from getting arrested since he was already were reportedly fired in the got the next closest thing. A few weeks later, trouble would continue to follow Lil Durk after his Atlanta mansion was broken into by alleged enemies of Lil Durk. Shots were reportedly fired in the home by Durk's girlfriend, India, but it was rumored that this would just be a cover-up in order to prevent Lil Durk from getting arrested since he was...
Y'all, can we hit the like button, please? Take a break and hit the like button. Cause we gotta get to old girl. Most feared inmate. Mechellea. OTF Jams baby mama who is this a mom? Who they say? Lil Durk assassinated. Can y'all hit the like button?
Was already a felon on bond. The dominoes would proceed to fall, but on a whole nother level this time, because on October 13, 2021, cover up in order to prevent Lil Durk from getting arrested since he was already a felon on bond. The dominoes would proceed to fall, but on a whole nother level this time, because on October 13, 2021, the FBI would raid O Block and arrest 5 members of the street gang for the murder of FBG Duck. The most notable of the 5 arrested was Muwop, King Von's right-hand man. This wouldn't come as a surprise to most drill fans, as there was many pieces of evidence that hinted at O Block being behind the FBG Duck murder. One interesting piece worth mentioning is the fact that King Von gave Muwop his iced-out O Block chain just 11 days after the murder of FBG Duck. King Von would also start shouting out Muwop more than ever on his story and had him in the studio with him at just about all times.
This Muwop, he crazy. He got all type of partners, man.
He got all type of bodies.
Muwop was also one of the most fearless out of the group when King with him at just about all times.
This Muwop, he crazy. He got all type of partners, man.
Muwop was also one of the most fearless out of the group when King Von was shot and even punched Quando Rondo in the head in order to help Von. The federal indictment revealed that they were all being watched prior to the FBG Duck incident, indicating that if King Von were still alive today, he most likely would have been sitting in the same jail as Muwop at this exact moment.
Well, so is a duck.
So with all of this chaos going on, it left most fans wondering whatever happened to Lil Durk, King Von, and Bezos' case in Atlanta. Well, back in 2021, the victim of the case, Alexander Weatherspoon, would be arrested on federal charges after allegedly stealing multiple identities and using them to fraudulently obtain money in order to purchase various luxurious items. The victim plays a big role in convicting the defendants in a criminal case, so having him in federal custody as well as the chaos that came with 2020 on a global scale most likely slowed down any proceedings of the case. Multiple identities and using them to fraudulently obtain money in order to purchase various luxurious items.
Wait a minute.
Well, back in 2021, the victim of the case, Alexander Weatherspoon, would be arrested on federal charges after allegedly stealing multiple identities and using them to fraudulently obtain money in order to purchase various luxurious items. The victim plays a big role in convicting the defendants in a criminal case, so having him in federal custody as well as the chaos that came with 2020 on a global scale most likely slowed down any proceedings of the case. Then on October 24th, 2022, it would officially be announced that after over 3 years since the original incident at the varsity happened, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office would drop all of the charges against Little Durk and Bezu. The Fulton County District Attorney was not shy in stating that King Von would have been indicted for the incident if he were still alive today, which could potentially indicate that Durk's legal team put all the blame of the shooting on Von since he had passed away. Fans online would be ecstatic at the news, claiming this is great for Little Durk and that it must be a huge weight lifted off his shoulders. But just because the state dropped the charges doesn't mean that he's fully in the clear. Since the charges were dismissed and the defendants were not found guilty, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for the state to intentionally drop the case if they knew it could the varsity happened. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office would drop all of the charges against Little Durk and Bezu. The Fulton County District Attorney was not shy in stating that King Von would have been indicted for the incident if he were still alive today, which could potentially indicate...
That's what they was going to do to Juke. That's what they was planning on doing to him. They was going to put Dolph murder, all of it on Juke. Interesting. If it's co-defendant. But how? When they said that the witness said that they saw Durk, Lil Durk, pull the weapon first. I always put it on the dead man.
This would drop all of the charges against Little Durk and Bezu.
But then they said that he set up King Von. We're gonna listen to. I plan on listening to some of that. Hold on, let's hurry up.
The Fulton County District Attorney was not shy in stating that King Von would have been indicted for the incident if he were still alive today, which could potentially indicate that Durk's legal team put all the blame of the shooting on Von since he had passed away. Fans online would be ecstatic at the news, claiming this is great for Little Durk and that it must be a huge weight lifted off his shoulders. But just because the state dropped the charges doesn't mean that he's fully in the clear. Since the charges were dismissed and the defendants were not found guilty, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for the state to intentionally drop the case if they knew it could be a part of a much, much bigger case.
True that.
You know, maybe like a RICO. Only time will tell. But many credible individuals with close ties to these situations seem to be hinting at the fact that Lil Durk's problems may have only just begun.
Let me also give a very big warning. I fear that 2023 is the year that Lil Durk may be involved in some legal shit. I believe the feds have set the seeds to try to connect a lot of crime. And I know Lil Durk these days says, yo, these lyrics are just props. He even says in the song, the cops are smarter. They know who he's beefing with. They know where the body's being dropped. Lil Durk, I feel like if they hit Durk with some shit, it's gonna be a dub, bro. It's just, they gonna hit him with just everything, bro.
Okay, so before I dive into the setup, the sacrifice, this is, what's his name? OTF Jam. Baby mama. This is the real chick that was assassinated by, they say, Lil Durk. Because Jam was a snitch. Can y'all please hit the like button before we go into Mechellea Williams? She was taken out March of 2024.
Williams, age 28, gunned down March 20th, 2024 in Orland Park, Illinois, which is not far from Chicago. She was found in a car that was not hers, deceased, with a gunshot wound or wounds. God bless her and her family and friends. She was a mom of 3 and a post office worker.
We have been following all day. We have learned that the woman shot and killed in Orland Park earlier was a mother of 3 who worked as a mail carrier in Chicago.
WGN's Joel Hillary meeting the woman's family tonight and joins us live with this tragic story. Joel.
Hi, good evening, Micah and Ray. 28-year-old Mechellea Williams was fun, caring, and supportive, according to her family members. They say she was hardworking and she worked across the street from us at the post office here on Dearborn and Ohio downtown. Tonight, Mechelea's loved ones say they are devastated by her death and searching for answers.
Hey, Smitty G.
They broke this family and they broke us in a real bad way.
On Wednesday night, loved ones gathered on the south side.
Now, why y'all keep bringing up Larry Hoover? Hold on. So, Durk about to be this generation Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover done Durky Pops, all them guys. He finna be locked up forever.
To remember 28-year-old Mechellea Williams, who leaves behind a large family and searching for answers.
They broke this family. They broke this family and they broke us in a real bad way.
On Wednesday night, loved ones gathered on the south side to remember 28-year-old Mechellea Williams, who leaves behind a large family, including 3 children. Her loved ones describe Mechellea as family-oriented, positive, and giving.
She's the babysitter of the family. Every weekend, she had a house full of kids.
Loved ones say that Mechellea, affectionately known as Precious, worked as a mail carrier for the last 2 years.
She worked hard, and more importantly, her kids were the most important things to her.
Family members say Mechellea left her south side home around 11:30 Tuesday night and was expected to come right back home, but she didn't. Shortly after midnight, Orland Park police responded to shots fired near 170th and Rosebud Lane. When they arrived, they found Mechellea dead inside of a car that was not hers. Fired near 170th and Rosebud Lane. When they arrived, they found Mechellea dead inside of a car that was not hers, according to family.
We're still looking for answers. And right now, we're clueless of actually what's happening and what happened. So,
if anybody on this God's given earth could have a grandchild like Mechellea,
They was truly blessed by God.
Now, the family says they are planning a balloon release tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Mechellie's honor in Orland Park. Reporting live tonight.
Ladies, if you anywhere near Chicago, get out while you can. Get out. Damn.
Now, police, they're still searching for that suspect. We did speak to the family of Mechellea Williams last night. They said that she is someone that loved to be around her family, even being known as the babysitter for her family. But right now, they're trying to figure out and understand why someone would want to take her life. She was found here in Orland Park Wednesday morning in a vehicle that didn't even belong to her.
Yeah. Anybody.
This is OTF Jam, baby mama. That they saying that Lil Durk had her put a hit out on her. Murder for hire.
28-year-old's body was found inside of a vehicle near the corner of 170th and Rosebud Lane here in Orland Park. Family members tell us Mechellea provided for her kids by working as a mail carrier for the last 2 years. They say she left her Southside home around 11:30 Tuesday night. She was expected to come right back. Shortly after midnight, Orland Park police say they responded to gunfire where they found Mechellea dead inside of a vehicle that's not hers.
Anything like this that happens in the south suburbs.
Who car was she in?
That come out and help the organizations do it. So between them and our officers, we are.
Nobody really knows what happened behind Shell murder because Dude told a lot of people Durk didn't believe he was a snitch. That's why he took care of him. So he was telling, hold on.
Actually, what's happening and what happened.
Hold on. So
in the meantime, that film.
So at some point, are you telling me that OTF Jam didn't believe that Lil Durk thought he was a snitch? A lot of people, Durk didn't believe he was a snitch. That's why he took care of him. Murder because Dude told a lot of people Durk didn't believe he was a snitch. So he told people he didn't believe that Durk thought he was a snitch. But word on the street is Durk thought he was a snitch and took the girl out. So did he snitch and wear a wire because of her? Or was he wearing a wire just because he got out of prison early and he had to be the ears to the street to help bring down OTF? Let's listen.
Will be here in Orland Park later on tonight.
Durk was behind a lot of shit, but I don't think he had nothing to do with her murder.
If you have any information that can help in this case.
That wasn't overkill.
On tonight to hold a visual in Mechelea's honor. In the meantime, police, they're still searching for that suspect. If you have any information that can help in this
So they did arrest some guys for the murder, right?
Here in Orland Park, I'm Glenn Marshall, WGN News.
A crucial reminder here, help is available if you or anyone you know is.
So hold on, because I did see where several people I thought was arrested. Three arrested. Recently. Hold on. I'm trying to get to their pictures. Three people. One of them was a female. Family friends gathering.
Connection with the murder of a woman in Orland Park earlier this year. Karan Williams is charged with first-degree murder.
So these are the people that was arrested. Another Williams.
Tayshawn Boyd is charged with possession of a stolen motor vehicle. Alexis Hernandez charged with obstructing justice. Have arrested 3 suspects in connection with the murder of a woman in Orland Park earlier this year. Karan Williams is charged with first-degree murder. Tayshawn Boyd is charged with possession of a stolen motor vehicle. Alexis Hernandez charged with obstructing justice. In March, Mechellea Williams was found shot multiple times in a car at the Orland Ridge apartment complex. She was a mother of 3, had been working as a postal worker for 2 years at the time of her death.
Did they ever say why?
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders.
Did she know those people?
But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running.
Where those people
Call
come from?
thegrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still left with so many unanswered questions, relatives of Mechellea Williams are appealing to the public to help ease their grief. Tonight, family
The last one, y'all. This was the visual. Balloon release. And then I'm going to end out on listening to SETI talk about a few years ago about Lil Durk backdooring King Von. I have to slow this down. Let's check it.
Still left with so many unanswered questions. Relatives of Mechellea Williams are appealing to the public to help ease their grief. Tonight, family members, heartbroken but determined, honoring their loved one whose life was taken too soon.
For them to take my baby away, we were her babies. Like, for them to take my sister away from us, that hurt so bad.
Friends and relatives of Mechellea Williams gathering near her home on Chicago's far south side 2 nights after the 28-year-old postal worker and mother of 3 was shot and killed in South suburban Orland Park.
What you say? Hold on. I don't know. Think it's a coincidence. Durk didn't put the mail carrier's picture up at the last concert he did before his arrest. And that just happened in March. You say he didn't put the picture up? Durk didn't put the mail carrier's picture up. Why would he put it up? Because he knew her? You said because he knew her?
And killed in South suburban Orland worker and mother of 3. Chicago's far south side 2 nights after the 28-year-old postal worker and mother of 3 was shot and killed in South suburban Orland Park while sitting in a vehicle at the Orland Ridge Towns and Villas apartment complex.
I've been crying and I've been like I want her to come back because I've been crying all day.
She would move the world for her son. She would move the world for her family. If somebody called her and needed her, She was there.
Orland Park police have offered no motive for the murder, which involved one or more shooters who are still being sought. Williams leaves behind 3 sons, including a 10-month-old, and was well regarded by her fellow postal workers.
It's devastating to all of us, you know, to lose a carrier. We're a big family, and when we lose one, it affects everybody.
With heavy hearts, Williams' family seeking answers, appealing to the public to help solve the mystery of her murder.
My family, we hurting out here. All we want is justice. So if anybody know anything, just let us know. Please.
Williams' union says she worked for the Postal Service for about a year, which wasn't long enough to qualify for life insurance. Her family now raising money for her funeral.
Oh, wow.
Breaking news on mute.
Okay, y'all. Before I go, excuse me. We're going to try. Okay, he put a bunch of victims up who were killed in Chicago, but he didn't put her up there. And you would think that he would bring that case. Also, he intentionally avoided putting her picture up when he put up other people that was killed in Chicago. It's for them all. It's for them. What you mean it's for them locked up? What you mean, Rena? Okay, let me go to y'all please hit the like button. Excuse me while I get this last one for tonight. It's gonna talk about did Lil Durk set up King Von in that Atlanta shooting case? This is oh, I was reading something. Bear with me. This was 2 years ago. Let's listen. Let's listen to some of Sadie Nash a couple of years ago. Hold on. Let me make sure I shout out to Sadie Nash. Let's just hear what he had to say 2 years ago about the possibility of Von sacrifice.
Disclaimer.
Lil Durk.
Nobody paid.
Sacrificing King Von. Let's listen.
Me to put this video out. I'm not a Durk fan. I don't hate Lil Durk or anything like that.
She got killed because
but
of
I just
jam.
ran across some info.
So she did get killed because of jam. Oh, I thought you were saying okay. So she was assassinated. I thought he was supposed to meet Boosie at the club. Yeah, because that was overkill to me. Hold on. I'm trying to find the picture back.
She was expected to come.
And why was she in somebody else's car? Somebody set her up. So she was assassinated because of jam. Mechellea Williams. Okay, let's get over here. Let's listen, y'all.
Eyes cannot deny. And that's the problem with some of you people. So with that being said, this is not an anti-Lil Durk. This is not a pro-Lil Durk. This ain't anything like that. If Lil Durk is watching this, don't respond to anything. This might make you look great. This might make you look bad. It's all depending upon the mindset. If you are eating something warm right now, you're going to think glowingly about this video. If you are eating something cold right now, you're going to think negatively about this video. What I ask you to do is reserve your judgment. Y'all ready? Alright. When we start this video off, I want y'all to focus on the people and the words. First the people, then the words. Because there are 4 individuals who are about to pop up. Obviously Durk, obviously Von, but the lawyer and the judge. We'll say the judge for last, but the lawyer, you get number 3 on this list. Let's do it.
Rapper Lil Durk could get out of jail any moment now after a judge just granted him a bond.
The rapper appeared in court in Fulton County earlier today. He is charged with attempted murder in a shooting near the Varsity that happened earlier this year. CBS 46's Ayanna Crystal joins us now live outside the jail. Ayanna, what's the latest?
Well, Alicia, it was a long hearing today lasting 3 hours. Lil Durk's pastor and record label all testified on his behalf, and at the end of it, the judge determined that the rapper is not a flight risk and granted him a $250,000 bond. Lil Durk was in front of the judge today, and the rapper is facing attempted murder. Now, part of the stipulations for the $250,000 bond is he can't be near weapons, he cannot have contact with anybody involved in the case, and no association with gang members. Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Derek Banks, surrendered May 30th in connection with the February 5th shooting outside of the Varsity restaurant that left a man injured. The rapper was booked on a host of charges, including criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Let's hear what the judge had to say when he granted him bond.
Now, I know you're from Chicago. I know you probably know gang members, even if you're not in a gang. This is your freedom at stake. This is your decision to make.
He cannot have contact with anybody involved in the case and no association with gang members. Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Derek Banks, surrendered May 30th in connection with the February 5th shooting outside of the Varsity restaurant that left a man injured. The rapper was booked on a host of charges, including criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Let's hear what the judge had to say when he granted him bond.
Now, I know you're from Chicago. I know you probably know gang members, even if you're not in a gang. This is your freedom at stake. This is your decision to make. And as a side note, the judge that just gave you bond is actually a Packer fan. So
the rapper is not on house arrest, but will be required to wear an ankle monitor and will also be on curfew from 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. Now, it is expected that the rapper will bond out of jail any time now. I did reach out to his lawyer, but I have not heard back yet. That's the latest in Fulton County. Ayana Crystal, CBS 46 News.
That judge said that Durk couldn't be around guns and he couldn't be around gang members.
Right.
I put out a video that went mega viral last year. That video was basically about the shootout at the crib. What y'all didn't know was this. There was another video that I put out.
Shootout at the what?
I put out a video that went mega viral last year. That video was basically about the shootout at the crib. What y'all didn't know was
that girl took the charge.
There was another video that I put out that went viral too that talked about what? Man, Lil Durk about to start separating himself from OTF. Soon as I put that video out, everybody started operating like they was supposed to. But why did they do that? Because of what the judge said. In case y'all didn't catch that part, this the part right here.
Bond is he can't be near weapons, he cannot have contact with anybody involved in the case, and no association with gang members.
Now, I know you're from Chicago. I know you probably know gang members, even if you're not in a gang. This is your freedom at stake. This is your decision to make.
So you telling me, Nash, Durk got bond. We all knew that. I know y'all all knew that. But what y'all didn't know is actually Durk didn't get bond at all. The first time. Wait, what? Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious.
Rapper Lil Durk will stay in jail. He's facing charges after a shooting at the Varsity in Midtown. It's one of the three things you need to know right now. The judge would not grant bond to the rapper, whose real name is Durk Banks. He's facing charges after a man was shot outside the Varsity in February. The man survived. Banks turned himself into police yesterday.
Hold on.
Varsity in Midtown.
Was actually, Durk didn't get bond at all. The first time. Wait, what? Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious.
Rapper Lil Durk will stay in jail. He's facing charges after a shooting at the Varsity in Midtown. It's one of the three things you need to know right now. The judge would not grant bond to the rapper, whose real name is Durk Banks. He's facing charges after a man was shot outside the Varsity in February. The man survived. Banks turned himself into police yesterday.
I know what you're thinking. Yeah, Nash. Well, what are you saying, bro? It sounds like you doing some detective ass, police ass shit. No, it's not it at all. If you've been following this channel from the beginning, what did I tell every rapper to do? Get you a business. What do you mean, Nash? Get you a business. Get you a business, and everybody that's around you, employ them. Why though, Nash? Why? Simple. Because if you are a gang member, but you're employed, and it just so happens that the company has other gang members, you know you can still work there and be around them? Bet you didn't know that, huh? Nah, Nash, that's bullshit. How dare you say that? You sure? Let me ask you this simple question.
I don't know about
When
that.
people get out of jail, right? And they go get a job, there's other gang members who work at that job. Why are they not hauled off to jail for being around gang members?
They not known gang members, or they don't know.
See, there's always a loophole when it comes to money. Stupid. So no, it ain't no police ass shit.
Don't try that.
That message that little Durk was about to disband OTF. Yeah, that was because it was too many people coming around who wasn't doing this. I
don't know about that.
You don't believe me? Don't believe me. It's perfectly fine. But let me ask you this question. Why the hell are you here?
Introducing the all-new Buick Enclave with premium details throughout and room to bring everything along for the ride. The Enclave puts you at the center of it all.
As it respects cases before the court, and
that's the one we looked at earlier.
Durk Banks, 19 CP 183973. This court finds probable cause for criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, participation in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. As it relates to 19 CP 183693 involving defendant Davon Bennett, the court finds probable cause for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, participation in a criminal street gang activity, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and criminal attempt to commit murder. Court notes that, and as everyone is aware here, the standard here is a probable cause.
And he went in that jail trying to act like he was gay so that he couldn't get beat up.
In the standard beyond
I remember that.
doubt, which is the jury trial standard. And as it relates to the charge of participation in the criminal street gang activity, as to both of these defendants and both of these indictments, I do believe that the state has hurdled over that particular burden. I think they've met probable cause and they've been able to surpass probable cause. I do believe that the state has more work to do as it relates to that particular charge in these indictments, in reaching a beyond a reasonable doubt standard. And I'm sure that the state is working to continue to investigate and will make whatever decisions they deem appropriate.
Why would he sacrifice Vaughn? Because maybe Vaughn was still actively out there in them streets, and it would be
712.
Come on, tell us why.
You want to know why King Von was destined to fail? because of his loyalty.
Okay.
Wait, Nash, nah. What do you mean he was destined to fail? I got proof that you may take differently, but from how I see it, King Von was too loyal, and so loyal, that he was willing to do something that other people wouldn't even think about doing.
Other guys.
And that's to give himself trash ass reputation. Nash, there is no way he was giving himself trash ass reputation.
Locked up. Okay.
I told y'all. There's 4 people I'm gonna focus on. Durk, I'm gonna save him for last. Von, who's starting right now. The lawyer, and the judge. Because one thing y'all didn't catch that I've been hiding in front of y'all, or y'all gonna be pissed because you didn't catch it. But Nash, if you're saying that King Von was gonna give himself trash ass representation, why? Because King Von was getting ready to take the rap for that case. Durk was never gonna go to jail. Not for this. Durk technically is still facing 15 years. Bare minimums. Nash, you can't say that without showing proof. You sure you want the proof? Alright, here we go. Hold on, I gotta do my Thanos snap.
Choose Capital City Nissan of Topeka, where you're always backed by transparent pricing and a massive selection of new Nissan vehicles.
Nah. No, Nash, that's bull. That's BS. You can't be serious. You mean to tell me that King Von had a court-appointed attorney? Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Why?
That's what it says. That is court-appointed, meaning public.
Court appointed. Okay. Maybe they. Okay.
That is court appointed, meaning public defender. What do cats who've been to jail, been to prison, been to anything always tell you? Public pretender don't get you shit but a life trip. Yeah. But Nash, why in the world would King Von not even believe that they can beat it? You mean beat the charge? Because that judge came to play ball. That judge, that denied that bail, yeah, that judge came to play ball. The prosecutors came to play ball. They actually flew down an actual cop from Iraq. And this is how I know, in my opinion, I guess, that this nigga, King Von, seen the writing on the wall. Watch this one right here.
Okay.
Police say they have video evidence in this case. Javita, APD says they used at least 5 cameras from local businesses, including this BP, as well as from the varsity across the street in order to build their case against Lil Durk and his co-defendant. On Friday, detectives from Atlanta and Chicago testified in the criminal case against rapper Lil Durk in Fulton County Court. They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
He said his chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
Were it not for the celebrity status of these two individuals,
him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney.
Who hired him? Who had him in the Dolph case? Is this Quette's attorney, people? Is this, who had this man? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Is this that attorney that came down from Atlanta for Quette? And when he can't come, that black man stand there to represent him? Hold on. Hold on. Another murder for hire. So is he a murder for hire attorney? Hold on. Hernandez. Govan. Is that Manny? Not William Madsen. Who's Manny? A high-profile Atlanta defense attorney. Is that Quette's attorney? Hold on. That's okay, so that's him without know her on his face. Hold on. Oh. That's Quette's attorney. So one murder for hire suspect, Lil Durk attorney, is also Hernandez Govan, Quette's attorney. Interesting. So he's a murder for hire attorney. Is that what they trying to tell me on the cool? Okay, Manny. Oh yeah, that's him. That's him with her. That's him without facial hair. Oh yeah, that's him. That's him, ain't it? Okay, let's get back to it, because that's definitely him. Okay. He a murder for hire attorney. Okay, let's go.
Seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
Were it not for the celebrity status of these two individuals.
Oh, Lord.
Having bad teeth, your self-esteem suffers. I went to clear choice. Now I don't feel.
Shouldn't have cited him.
I don't know what I just did, so hold on. It slid down and did its own thing.
Full fine. But let me ask you this question. Why the hell are you here?
charge of participation in criminal street gang activity, probable cause, and the alright.
To do something that other people wouldn't even think about doing. And that's to give himself trash. Nah. Because that judge came to play ball.
A gas station and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. Later that night, the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Weatherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
He said his chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch
murder for hire attorney.
For the celebrity status of these two individuals, then this would be an aggravated assault.
Banks released a single "Turn Myself In" the day he turned himself in. It's gotten almost 7 million views. The was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
Were it not for the celebrity status of these two individuals, then this would be an aggravated assault.
Banks released a single "Turn Myself In" the day he turned himself in.
Oh, yes, it is, ain't it? It is getting too full for cheap. Thy cup runneth over. A murder for hire attorney. Okay.
Turned myself in the day he turned himself in. It's gotten almost 7 million views. The prosecutor.
And how is Orange Mount Quette paying for that attorney? So how did Durk beat those charges? He was on video, exactly. And the first judge denied him bond, and the second one approved it.
Prosecutor charging this
but
wasn't.
You can best believe these old charges that he beat. He gonna feel it in RICO if they hit his ass with a RICO.
Just a robbery and shooting, but gang activity. She put a Chicago detective on the stand to testify that Banks and Bennett are members of Chicago gangs.
Is it possible to continue your affiliation and even commit crimes when you move out of Chicago if you're in a different city or if a different area?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
People like King Von, bro, they see writing on the wall. They could put 2 and 2 together. Nash, you said 2 and 2. That really only sounds like
I don't know how.
1. Because it's just the case and the judge doing their thing. So where the hell did you just come up with 2 and 2? You saying 2 and 2 like there's video cameras and then there's a detective? No.
You got a judge?
I mean 2 and 2 like he know he wasn't playing with a full deck. Y'all remember this video? And I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Shout out The Long Way. Shout out King AK-47. And King Rob, because King Rob was the first one who pointed it out. But I want y'all to pay attention to the woman
in this video. I can't put the clip up because I don't know the long way, so he might do something.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't trust nothing, so here it is.
Look, this man took a picture of my ID, got my address and everything. This is how I don't know this man, you see what I'm saying? You can rub it.
Y'all see that woman? She a TSA agent. Why did you bring that up? Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the fuck going on.
He said long head ass.
That TSA agent. Who is she? That's Lil Durk's lawyer. And I think King Von knew it.
Oh, do I remember
I
this?
think King Von knew that they were screwed. Nash, there's no damn. And I think King Von knew it. Who is she?
I remember this.
That's Lil Durk's lawyer. And I think King Von knew it. I think King Von knew that they were screwed. Nash, there's no damn way in hell.
So he was
that
gonna
that
put
woman,
it on King Von.
thick thighs and that vanilla bean.
That's why that paperwork
That
said
woman.
it would have been put on King
Is
Von.
it possible? Let me do this. Let me show y'all the pictures and y'all tell me. And then I'm gonna show you why I know it was her. Because it's not just what I say. She's a lawyer. She can sue me for this. Or she can dispel what I'm saying because I'm putting it out there and I have proof that I think that you were that person, but you can
Good
dispel
night,
it.
Betty.
Hold on. Let's look. Nash. Time out. So you're saying Nash. Time out. So you're saying you're getting all that based off of pictures and a video? You mean to tell me, bruh, that lady, you don't even know that lady's name? Do you? It's Nicole Mormon. Where's Nicole Mormon from?
Why do I remember this? Why do I remember
Where's
this?
Durk and King Von from? Chicago. But now, so what? So full disclaimer, it may not be her. But let me tell you the reason why, Nicole, before you jump off in my inbox, talk crazy and everything. You know, hey, you in Atlanta, I'm in Atlanta, you know. Hey, stranger things. And this ain't a slight at you. I'm not trying to destroy you or anything like this. This is not malicious at all.
Why do I remember
I'm just simply stating something that I believe is true. But I wouldn't just base it off of videos and pictures and stuff like that. No, darling, I do my homework. So y'all see this article? Cool. Let's read it, shall we? Nicole Mormon was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Nicole accepted an academic scholarship to Southern Illinois University, where she obtained her bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in pre-law studies in 2010. While at SIU, Nicole became very active on campus, where she was a member of the student body government, Criminal Justice Association, and Pre-Law Association. Upon graduating, Nicole moved to Atlanta, where she obtained her master's degree in criminal justice at Troy University, graduating with honors. After working with the state for nearly 5 years as a what? Felony probation officer and specialized task force agent, Nicole was offered admission to Emory University School of Law, where she obtained her Juris Doctor in 2018. While at Emory, Nicole interned with the DeKalb County District Attorney's Office and was active in many organizations on campus to include Criminal Law Society, Georgia Association of Women Lawyers, Alternative Dispute Resolution, to name a few. Nicole has been with Aurora and La Scala since 2016, where she specialized in criminal defense, focusing primarily on felony and federal cases. So, let's just say, I said TSA agent. No, but task force agent for sure.
Task force agent.
So no, she wasn't no TSA agent. But you don't have to be. Y'all realize that badge had no numbers? The badge had no numbers. What's going on? So y'all draw the conclusion. I think it was her. And I think King Von seen the writing on the wall. And he was done. Now y'all gonna look at that video and go, well, Nash. King Von had tagged his lawyer as court-appointed lawyer. Why would he do that? A lot of court-appointed lawyers still get big names. Look at Ganguly. Look at Michael Scholl. We dropping that video later on. Probably tomorrow. They still get big names. They still have law offices and stuff like that. But no, Nash. King Von could have knew that because he got bail and all that and everything like that. True. But the problem is, if I did this digging and looking and everything like that, it's possible he did too.
Or somebody.
When I talk to y'all about the lawyers,
somebody did it for him.
I talked to y'all about the judges. I talked to you about Durk. But what y'all didn't focus on, that's been hiding in front of y'all faces, is there was 3 different judges. The judge who's going to take the case is the one who's actually from the Midwest. Nash, there's no way this damn judge is from the Midwest. Yeah, he is. Because of what he said. Exactly. I'll put paperwork and all that stuff at the end of the video. But in my opinion, and this is just an opinion piece, I think King Von was going to sacrifice for Lil Durk and take the damn charge. But with King Von being dead and then others dying, that's the problem. Lil Durk has been one of the luckiest people out shit. Why, Nash?
Why was he going?
Well, because we don't know in this court.
Cloud?
But with King Von being dead, I think, and all that stuff at the end of the video.
Well, he had the big
But in my opinion, this is just an opinion piece. I think King Von was going to sacrifice for Lil Durk and take the damn charge. But with King Von being dead and then others dying, that's the problem. Lil Durk has been one of the luckiest people out here. Why, Nash? Well, because we don't know in this court dates happening. True and untrue.
He's an eliminator.
You had King Von get killed. Then on top of King Von being killed, you had the out shit. And anybody knows, everybody who's been involved in any case, anything like that, that's going around, yeah, it's been pushing a lot of courts back. So when I told y'all, bro, that OTF was about to basically get disbanded because people ain't listening, yeah, it was definitely because of Memo, but it was also a part of Timo. Timo's stupid ass getting into it with cats out of Milwaukee and everything like that. And that's why Durk be taking these shots at these cats when they don't listen. It's not Durk's fault. It's these morons' fault. Because if you can't get down with the team, you gotta get off the team. But y'all let me know.
Okay,
y'all think Lil Durk set him up with that attorney? Because it's not like King...
What attorney? The same attorney that Orange Mound Quette has? Manny Aurora?
I didn't have his own money to these cats when they don't listen. It's not Durk's fault. It's these morons' fault. Because if you can't get down with the team, you gotta get off the team. But y'all let me know. Y'all think Lil Durk set him up with that attorney? Because it's not like King Von didn't have his own money. But what y'all think? Y'all let me know. Did the video live up to the hype? Did it not live up to the hype? Make sure you subscribe, turn on that.
So Orange Mound Quette attorney. I don't know. I think when I thought he made mention to his attorney, I was thinking of that black guy that's always standing there looking like, who shot John and why? We're gonna wait. I wasn't picturing the guy that just popped up out of nowhere. Yeah, I remember. And he joined forces with the existing attorney that Quette had. And this high-profile attorney just popped up out of nowhere. And he was the attorney that was in place when he got bonded out, if memory serves, that negotiated to get Quette out on bond. Hold on. Before I go. Live stream. Before I go. You said setting up Vaughn. Before I let go. I think I dropped it. Go down here. Cause we haven't seen him since Quette was released out on bond. And when he going for them court appearances. But he was there when he got released out on bond. I'm trying to get to it. Oh, excuse me. That's not a video. Yeah, that's very interesting. This is not it, because that's that other man. He fired him.
As District Attorney Steve Mulroy says,
he fired him.
as Govan asked for YOUNGDOLPH to be murdered.
Mr. Govan has been indicted and is in custody for being involved in the YOUNGDOLPH
money front.
Okay, I have to find it another time, y'all. I done got sleepy. But Hernandez Govan, I really want to find it, because I think he was there when Quette was released. And we really haven't seen him since, because he just popped up kind of like out of nowhere. Did some negotiating. Who paid for this man now?
One of our nicknames is Double Trouble because we're always getting into some kind of mischief around here.
Continuing that breaking news in YOUNGDOLPH's case, Hernandez Govan, one of the prime suspects in the rapper's death, is now out of jail on a $90,000 bond.
Our Jarita Patterson was in court today and learned that new bond is based partially on new details of his possible role in the crime. District Attorney Steve Mulroy tells WREG.
Okay, y'all, I'm finna get ready to go. Please hit the like button. That is definitely this same attorney. Lil Durk's attorney. I need to change. That was his attorney. It's also Hernandez Govan's attorney.
YOUNGDOLPH's family agreed to the bond setting. Hernandez Govan is the man the DA first said solicited the killing of rapper YOUNGDOLPH in 2021. Now the DA says investigators have learned more information in his case.
There you go.
We've come into some information about Mr. Govan's role and medical conditions that make us
you can't even look at it.
Think that this is the best resolution in order to get justice for the case.
So at the end of the day, the court cited six.
Ain't that him? That's him. That's him. That's the black guy. So he just came out of nowhere. And he was the one who negotiated Quette's release on bond.
So at the end of the day, the court cited safety and medical concerns as two of the reasons for the bond. That case is set to continue July 13th.
Also in the news on this Wednesday morning.
Okay, y'all. We're going to have to do some more research, look like. Because that is definitely the same attorney.
Continuing that breaking news in YOUNGDOLPH's case, Hernandez Govan, one of the prime suspects in the rapper's death, July 13th.
Okay, y'all. We'll meet up again tomorrow. Wow. I mean, what do we say after that? All these people messing up their their careers for some street thug money. Pride, ego. I don't know what else to say. And they got the same murder for hire attorney. That is so interesting. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Oh, I gotta change my title. They have the same murder for hire attorney. All right, good night, everybody. Oh Lord, what happened to my little music? I'm just too outdone.
Experience hydration that lasts up to 48 hours with Eucerin Advanced Repair.
Manny, oh
My small
Lord.
business finds new customers with the help of Amazon ads. Ads that work as hard as you do, and I do.
Are y'all in shock like I am? Y'all please hit the like button on y'all way out. Good night, Diamond, Betty, Carrie, everybody who has came in. Good night, y'all. Please hit the like button on the way out. Oh, wow. That's, wow. November 22nd coming for him now.
Continuing that breaking news.
And Brandon, I'm sure he's either a true criminal or soon to be, he'll be in your office. Just look at him. He looks like a client in the making right there. Do you have a question for Manny O'Rourke?
What made you want to get into law? So I was a nuclear physicist at Georgia Tech way back when. That's what my father got his degree in. And so I said I wanted to be an Air Force pilot. But back in the 80s, if your eyes went, there was no LASIK or any of that kind of stuff, and you weren't allowed to be a pilot. So they said I couldn't be a pilot, and said, what else do you want to do? I said, well, I guess I'll go to law school, because I thought about that from debate club in middle school. And then the Air Force paid for everything, and once I got out, all the people were senior to me because I was the youngest lieutenant coming in here, and they said, you're doing the criminal cases because nobody else wants to. And I did that in the military for a while. I got good at it, and then became a district attorney here in Atlanta, and just sort of went from there. Just stumbled into it, and now I'm good at it from there. Just stumbled into it, and now I'm good at it, and I don't really want to go chase ambulances or truck accidents or any of that other stuff.
Why couldn't that have happened to me? Like, I got into radio, things just...
In Atlanta, and just sort of went from there. Just stumbled into it, and now I'm good at it, and I don't really want to go chase ambulances or truck accident cases because nobody else wants to. And I did that in the military for a while. I got good at it, and then became a district attorney here in Atlanta, and just sort of went from there. Just stumbled into it, and now I'm good at it, and I don't really want to go chase ambulances or truck accidents or any of that other stuff.
Why couldn't that have happened to me? Like, I got into radio, things just didn't work out, and they said my eyes... couldn't see the buttons, and I was like, you know what, I could be a lawyer. My mom always told me I should be a lawyer. And then you guys would be interviewing me. I'd be Bailey, Aurora Bailey Law.
Former district attorney. Who paying for that? Who paying for that? I wonder did that come up under the CMG funds? I wonder is that coming out of the CMG funds?
Back with another weekly case video. This one is super important, so stay tuned, listen in on this one. The focus of this case is Miranda warnings, and so if you've ever watched, Law and Order SVU or My Cousin Vinny or any other legal thriller, you know what Miranda.
Right to remain silent. So everybody knows they have the right to remain silent, but do you know how to remain silent?
Do you even know the Miranda rights?
So most people would think that you could just remain silent, but that's not true.
I'm trying to see what else I can. Excuse me. Who paying for Quette attorney?
Using a rare maneuver to try to undermine the credibility of a key prosecution witness in a murder case. Channel 2 investigative reporter Richard Belcher is live outside the DeKalb County Courthouse. Richard, trying to undermine a witness is part of what defense lawyers do, but this is different.
Yeah, this is quite different. Attorney Manny Aurora is threatening to sue DeKalb County if the DA takes his client to trial on a murder charge. And
so the
Attorney Manny Aurora is threatening to sue DeKalb.
So he's something special.
Yeah, this is quite different. Attorney Manny Aurora is threatening to sue DeKalb County if the DA takes his client to trial on a murder charge and relies on the testimony of the medical examiner who conducted a critical autopsy. Aurora contends that his medical experts have already flatly refuted the findings of that autopsy. A lawyer not involved in this case tells me Aurora is trying to throw a Hail Mary pass.
I didn't do what they said. Accuse me of. I didn't lay hands on her.
There's nothing unusual about hearing a murder defendant deny guilt, but defense attorney Manny Aurora contends Jason Brown's on the verge of being railroaded because of a deeply flawed autopsy report.
We want to challenge the medical deficiencies up front, so this case never gets to trial. The stakes are too high. I mean, we are not going to let somebody basically railroad someone in a criminal trial and roll the dice in front of a jury based on what they think.
The medical examiner concluded Brown's former girlfriend died of a ruptured artery caused when Brown hit her. Witnesses testified he did hit her, but the Camp Fire Rescue reported no trauma was noted to her head or face or elsewhere. DeKalb Medical Center reported no obvious trauma. And two experts from Duke University Medical School hired by the defense concluded that the young woman's death was related to an underlying heart condition, not a ruptured artery. Still, the DeKalb DA's office is moving toward trial later this year. Can the threat of a civil suit stop that?
A lot more than a Hail Mary. You can imagine a Hail Mary without any receivers, with nobody but the quarterback in the center.
Attorney Stephen Katz is not involved in Jason Brown's case. We asked him to evaluate this unusual attack on the medical examiner.
It's going to be decided by the criminal court, either on a motion to exclude the expert witness or by the jury on deciding which expert is correct. But it's not going to be decided by a civil case.
We don't know how things are going to pan out, but I want intelligent people from the other side, be it at the county level, the state government level, looking at it, and somebody to wise up and say, this isn't a murder case. This isn't.
Yeah, I don't know how to process this just yet. So he intentionally went and got this attorney. But who is paying for him? This is going... Y'all do know CMG is paying for this attorney, right? Because Quette ain't got that type of money. He don't have this type of money. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out. Good night, everybody. For real this time, AunTeaFee. For real this time. That's a little bit too much for me to process. I ain't gonna even lie. November 22nd, we gonna see her.